Hi friends, I am Monisha Meghna, Deputy Manager, APAC Associates LLP. We welcome you to this sixth video of the web series One Concept, One Slide initiated by APAC Associates LLP. In this video, we have summarized the compliance as per Secretarial Standard 2 issued by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. You are welcome to share your queries, comments, and feedback by any means given on the slide. Your suggestions on the content as well as the topics are valuable to us. Secretarial Standard 2 on General Meetings was first issued by the Council of the Institute of the Company Secretaries of India and approved by the central government with effect from 1st of July 2015 for effective implementation of legal mandates. It brought a huge change in corporate practices. Afterwards, the revised standards were made effective with effect from 1st of October 2017. Secretarial standard is applicable to all types of general meetings of all companies incorporated under the Act except one person company, that is OPC, and a company licensed under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. The principles enunciated in the standards are applicable to all types of the general meetings of the company unless otherwise stated. If any standard become inconsistent with the Companies Act 2013, the provisions of the Act shall prevail. Further, the Article of Association of the company may specify for stricter provisions. We have tried to explain the compliance under Secretarial Standard 2 in three parts, that is, before the meeting, pre, during the meeting, and after the meeting, post, to make it easier to remember and comply. First, at pre, that is, before the meeting phase, we should talk about the frequency of the annual general meeting. A newly incorporated company is required to hold its first AGM within 9 months from the closure of the financial year, that is, till December of next financial year. Other companies are required to hold its AGM within 6 months from the closure of the financial year, that is, till September 30 of the next financial year, and the gap between two AGM shall not exceed 15 months. Extraordinary general meetings can be held for items other than ordinary business, that is, adoption of the financial statements and report of the board of directors and auditors, declaration of dividend, and the appointment of director, including regularization of an additional director. The next thing we can share are the mandatory provisions with respect to the notice of the general meeting. Length of notice. The notice shall be delivered by hand or by any other electronic means at least 21 clear days in advance to the members, directors, auditors, and the debenture trustee. 2 days to be added in case notice is sent through ordinary post, speed post, or registered post or courier. Clear days here means excluding the day of meeting and the day of dispatch of the notice in case delivery is by post or by courier. Also, in the case of shares or any other securities held jointly by two or more persons, the notice shall be given to person whose name appears first as per records of the company or the depository. An annual general meeting may also be called after giving a shorter notice if consent in writing or by electronic mode is accorded thereto by not less than 95% of members entitled to vote. Minimum contents of the notice. It is provided that time, day, date, place, nature of business, route map, landmark, proxy form, attendance slip, statement regarding entitlement to appoint proxy, explanatory statements for special business shall be mentioned in the notice. Recipients of the notice. The recipients are the members, directors, all the auditors, including the internal auditor, secretarial auditor, statutory auditor, and to debenture trustee, if applicable, of the company. Additional requirement in case facility of e-voting is provided. E-voting procedure, if facility provided, to be provided in the notice of the general meeting. Further, newspaper advertisement in English and vernacular language is also to be published where the registered office of the company is situated, specifying the details of the general meeting of the company and e-voting. Some other compliance to be kept in mind with respect to notice of general meetings are: no business shall be transacted at the meeting if notice in accordance with this standard has not been given. However, any accidental omission to give notice to or the non-receipt of such notice by any member or other person who is entitled to such notice for any meeting shall not invalidate the proceedings of the meeting. Further, in case of appointment of independent directors, the justification for choosing the appointees shall be disclosed. Where reference is made to any document, contract, agreement, the memorandum of association, or articles of association, it shall be made available for inspection at the registered office of the company as well as at the AGM. The office copies of the notice, scrutinizer's report, and the related papers shall be preserved for a period of 8 financial year or for a period as long as they remain current, and the minutes of the meeting shall be preserved permanently. Now, we will talk about the compliance required during the meeting under SS-2. The quorum for a general meeting shall be present throughout the meeting. In case of private company, quorum is 2 members. In case of public company, the quorum is 5 members personally present if there are less than 1000 members in the company, 15 members personally present if there are more than 1000 members but less than 5000 members in the company, 30 members personally present if there are more than 5000 members in the company. Proxies are excluded for determining the quorum. The quorum shall be present throughout the meeting. The mode of voting on the mentioned resolution are show of hands, poll, e-voting facilities. E-voting facility is mandatory to be provided in case of listed entity or where the number of members exceed 1000. It is also provided that any interested member shall not be entitled to vote for the resolution in which he is interested. In case of show of hands, all the resolutions are required to be proposed and seconded by some person. In case of e-voting, listed companies and companies having more than 1000 members are mandatorily required to provide the best facility of e-voting to their members. The standard specifically provides that no gifts, gifts coupon, or cash in lieu of gifts shall be distributed to members at or in connection with the meeting. Now, we will explain the post-meeting compliance. The scrutinizer appointed in case of poll or e-voting shall submit his report within 7 days in case of poll and within 3 days in case e-voting of the meeting to the chairperson of the meeting. The results shall also be displayed on the notice board of registered office, head office, and corporate office of the company, and also on the website of the company if any. Now, some important clauses of SS-2 with respect to minutes book. The minimum contents of the minutes are the name of the company, day, date, venue, and the time of the commencement, as well as the end of meeting, serial number of general meeting, directors and CS present in the meeting, number of members present in the meeting, quorum, opening remark of chairman, type of resolution whether ordinary or special, etc., person who has proposed and seconded the resolutions, majority with which resolutions were passed, time of commencement. The minutes need to be entered in the minutes book and signed within 30 days from the date of conclusion of the meeting with chairman initials on each page and full signature along with the date on the last page. An additional compliance for listed companies provides that they are required to file a report on AGM within 30 days of the AGM. Postal ballot are mandatory for certain business as mentioned in annexure of SS-2. Ordinary business cannot be passed through post. And companies having members more than 200 are mandatorily required to provide facility or postal ballot to its member for the mandatory items through postal ballot. That was quick presentation on Secretarial Standard 2. With your further support, we will share more videos on other informative and useful topics in the near future. Would request to share your views in case you want us to cover any specific topic. Your suggestions are valuable to us. Thank you.